This video is provided by the Center for Scholarly Communication. My name is Jessica, and this video is on revising and editing your work. The writing process consists of several steps: pre-write, draft, revise, edit, and proofread, and publish. Each of these steps is cyclical. You might have several rounds of pre-writing before you get to a draft, and you may revise and edit several times, and decide that you need to restructure the draft or begin to pre-write a new section again. An important part of this diagram is that each step is separate. Try to avoid combining these steps, because if you're working on drafting and editing your writing at the same time, your progress will be slow and your argument may have missing gaps that you would have found in revision. We're going to focus on revision and editing in this video. These two steps are different. Revision is where you pay attention to higher order concerns, such as organization and structure, the detail and scope that you've included in your draft, and topic sentences that describe main ideas. Revision will help to tell you if you need to draft any other sections or restructure sections. Editing focuses on the lower level concerns, such as grammar and sentence structure, with a few examples listed here: subject-verb agreement, verb tenses, and prepositions. Editing should come after revision. First, we'll focus on revision after the drafting stage of writing. The method that you can use to help with revising is reverse outlining. In this method, you create an outline from what is already in your draft to help you notice what ideas are missing or where you need to restructure. In reverse outlining, read over each of your paragraphs in your draft and write down the main idea of each paragraph. Try to communicate the main idea in 5 words or less. Then write each of these ideas into a list or an outline and reorganize the ideas. Remind yourself of what the connections are between the ideas and decide if anything is missing from your outline. Let's use an example to illustrate this. Read through this paragraph. I've also included a link below to the full exercise if you prefer to read it in Microsoft Word. Find the main idea. Do any ideas seem out of place? You can pause to read this here. The main idea that I chose was low carbohydrate diets affect health outcomes. You may also notice that this is similar to the first sentence of the paragraph, the topic sentence. Since topic sentences should give a good indication of what the paragraph will be about, this topic sentence is effective. What about the rest of the paragraph? After you've decided on the main idea through reverse outlining, you should then scan through the paragraph looking for any ideas that don't fit. In bold shows an idea that seems to be out of place and does not fit into the main idea of the paragraph. You could then revise this paragraph, leaving out that idea, and if that idea is crucial, you could instead find another paragraph that the idea fits in. Or maybe there's missing information and you may need to add a full paragraph. Another strategy is to create an outline of topic sentences. Shown here are topic sentences in different paragraphs in the paper. A topic sentence is generally the first sentence of a paragraph that contains the main idea. Then after you've generated this outline, you can decide if the order is logical, if you need to move the paragraphs and restructure the draft at this stage, or if anything is missing. Back to the writing process, the next step is edit and proofread. This is where we go into lower order concerns, including grammar and syntax. When you edit, it's important to edit slowly. This stage will be time consuming, so it would be best to create a schedule for yourself to stay on track. To help you notice issues in the editing process, read out loud or adjust the font of your text so it's less easy to skim over. This would also be a good time to ask for feedback to help you decide which edits are most impactful that you can focus on in later rounds of editing. Create a deadline for yourself for each draft to help stay on track. Remember to include the times that you'll need to wait for feedback from others for your drafts as well. Then create a checklist for yourself. Fill it with the sentence level issues that you usually need to watch out for. And if you aren't sure, ask for feedback. Look for repeating comments in the feedback to help guide your editing. Here's an example. I could start to look for verb tenses to make sure that my tenses are in line with my style guide and that they are appropriate for the situation. Try to do each edit separately. For example, I should start with editing for verb tense because that's the highest priority for my editing, and go through the whole draft looking at each verb tense. Once I'm done with verb tenses, I can move on to my next edit, which happens to be transition phrases. Then I would reread the draft, looking for those transition phrases. This strategy will help you to identify more of the errors in your draft because you're focusing entirely on one issue. Thank you for watching this video on revising and editing. The first resource is what I adapted to create the examples in this slide. The second resource is Purdue OWL, which is a helpful resource where you can find all kinds of information on writing concerns, grammar, and syntax. So please check it out. You can search up any edit that you're interested in. For example, search sentence structure, and Purdue OWL will be able to tell you more about it and give you examples. We hope you've enjoyed this video from the Center for Scholarly Communication. If you have any feedback, contact us at csc.ok@ubc.ca. For help with your academic communication, see our website linked below.